We're back. We're back and we're gaming. Let's do it. After 11 hours, it is time for one final best of 3. We're gonna kick things off on Golden Wall. The score is 0-0, believe it or not. And in the single best of 3, we will crown our first ever champ of the Maestros of the game, the offline event in Paris. In the Guru, big shout out to Poka as well, who I'm sure has been very generous to the guys allowing this event to take place. Bottom left side, it is our one and only BASILISK Serral. Bottom right side, the world champ of 2024, Liquid Clem. As Clem will once more, just like he did against Reynor, take the gold base on location 3 minutes into the game. He says if the Zergs want to be greedy, I'll be greedy. I am going to ignore all the questions of it because I know that 98% of you guys are memeing. The 2% that is confused, please just read the chat and they will explain it to y'all. But one best of 3 to determine a champ. Thank you to Balvada SC as well for the prime 5 minutes ago. Sorry, I was temporarily AFK, but you are appreciated. We've got a Roach Warren on the way. For Yona, as the Queens will go to the other side of the wall for a split second, and they change their mind instead. A full wall off. If you guys are wondering why is Clem taking a gold base at minute 3, if he feels the Zergs are going to open up without Zergling speed, he's not really in any danger. Slow Roaches are not going to be rallied to the other side of the map, as that investment is way too big. Banshees will be able to shut that down. Clem feels that he can get away with this, as he knows that Serral has gone for a very, very economic game himself. Best of 7 into best of 3 is a best of 10, not quite. Because you can technically win that best of 10 by only winning 2 maps if you're Clem. So that's not really how a best of 10 would work. It seems like a big map. Yeah, Golden Wall is quite large, for sure. But if you start pushing in a direct line, then it suddenly becomes a lot smaller. But once they start taking top left, top right bases, then this map definitely becomes massive. The sad thing is, Bully, there are going to be 3 people that are genuinely really confused on why the score is 0-0. And they're like, man, this guy is such a dick! I just asked a question and he made fun of us. And the rest of you guys are responsible for that. I just want y'all to know. This is just me being scarred by years of Twitch chat abuse, okay? The good news is I know a lot of you guys very well, and I know you guys are very familiar with the format. So I don't feel bad about any of you, but obviously somebody made their account 2 months ago watching a bit of Starcraft. They've got no idea what's happening. I've explained it many times over. We don't need to worry about what happened in the past. The only thing you need to know now is that whoever wins this best of 3 will be the champ. Clem is clicking his Hellions in deep. Can he get a couple of good shots off? He cannot. That is fantastic defense by the GOAT himself. You gotta be loving that. Instead, Clem is actually the one who's losing 2 SCVs now to a single Ravager. It's funny because in the vlog that we watched earlier in the downtime, they were talking about Dynasty, and that was a map with an in-base gold where Zerg players would often get a Ravager to harass the gold minerals. Serral drops a Nidus as well. Okay. Nidus in game 1 on Golden Wall. Double Evo Chamber Nidus. I don't think Clem's got any idea that this is happening. This could truly hurt. Serral's got 5 Overlords finishing up as well. That supply is going to explode, guys. This is going to be rough. Shutting down the first Nidus would be fantastic for Clem, but Clem is dropping a 4th base, and that is obviously not what you're looking for if you're about to be Nidus by a bunch of Roaches and Ravagers. Serral is building a couple of drones. Here comes the Overseer. First Nidus attempt in the bottom right side of the main. Does Clem see it? He's going to siege up a tank. That tank is in a good spot. Clem turns his units around, so I think he has seen it. Tank was just a little bit too far away. I think you should siege it, Clem. Clem is actually going to rely on the on-siege DPS of the tank. That's not a whole lot of DPS, though. It is good enough to kill the first Nidus. Can we save that tank? Is there a world where we can save the tank? No. And that means that all of these Marines are going to have to stim. There are roaches in the natural as well. Clem is going to have to battle with SCVs and Marines at the same time. If I was Clem, I would gun down that Nidus, but he can't make his way through quickly enough. The floodgates are open. That's a lot of roaches and ravages coming out. The DPS of bio units can be good though. Banshees helping out a tremendous amount. There are no queens in this Nidus. 17 SCVs is decent. Now the queens show up, but is that a little bit too late? As the Marines are still doing their thing. I have the feeling that was too late, guys. If those queens were there a bit earlier, maybe that would have gone different. Clem stays alive, and these games are just so freaking exciting. They keep on delivering. Serral is up 20 workers, but the supply can lie when it's Roach Ravager. Honestly, very impressive defense by Clem after that first Nidus came online and Roaches ran on top of the fort base. We saw him cancel that as well. That was not a kill, so he did not lose all 400 minerals. Very impressive by Clem. Those SCVs are still going to be a bit exposed. Does Serral know about this little army? He doesn't, but Serral does kill 5 SCVs immediately. Unit's kind of in an awkward spot now. Serral does go down the ramp, fires a couple of corrosive balls, kills one of the tank, but 2 tanks remaining. Maybe not the fight you want to take when the tanks are already sieged up. That's a lot of Marines. That is so many Marines. This is very difficult to fight with roaches. And Serral actually turns around because he wants to take this fight, but the hatchery is already dead, and now he's going to end up losing a couple of queens as well. He does have roaches and ravages coming in from the right, but Clem will probably just keep on clicking everything deeper and deeper into the left as he is destroying all of these forces of Serral, and he can now pick up and get the hell out of there. That was a fantastic move for Clem, as he's still a tiny bit down in supply, but you gotta be loving it, and this is where Terran players will truly shine. If they can start picking up these units and keep on dropping it from the top to the bottom side of Golden Wall. Very rough for Serral, as he of course does not have Hydras out, does not have a Spire. That hatchery is a bit misplaced now too. I don't know how problematic that is, but that can't be optimal. I can put it at suboptimal. Supply still favors Serral, but I think this game absolutely favors Clem right now. Unless Serral can pull off something magical. I don't think we've got any infestors out. He might be forced to cancel this hatchery again. Honestly, it might be a good thing. Does win this skirmish on the left side above his own natural. Time to cancel that boy. Doing a good job soaking up some shots, but it will get cancelled in the end. Serral maybe just counting down the seconds until he can get his hands on +2 missile attacks, +2 carapace. Don't forget, we still have a Nidus. Yeah, exactly. On moments like this, you may as well just try to make something magical happen with a Nidus. And it's not ideal against 100 and something army supply of the Terran. But I actually think it's one of the better plays that Serral could make. Because if he's just defending, it's never going to go his way. So try to create some chaos while still having roaches on top of the gold as well. If Serral still wins this, it'd be so impressive. And yes, I know he was up in supply, but it really did not look good for him. As he's now finding some tanks here as well. On siege tanks. Serral, his roaches and ravages. But that fight in the main is painful though. That is not even a fight. That's a massacre. There's no other way to put it. Getting the tanks is sick. Getting some depots is nice. Getting 15 SCVs is great. Serral still wants more. But this was definitely good. Great Nidus. Because without that Nidus, you're just going to take bad trade after bad trade. And before you know it, it's all over. I'm maybe a little overconfident. Bio can trade well against roaches and the ravages, but that was like 50 Marines against 40 roaches. Maybe not quite the fight to take. The excellent games will continue as Serral does have Burrow on the way, has dropped his infestation pit so he can slowly start dreaming about a hive. So 10 out of 10 decision there by Serral to go for that Nidus. Without that Nidus, I really don't think this game ever has a happy ending. Now, I don't know. Still close. Could go on for a very long time. Yeah, that Overseer is still chilling there on the bottom right side. That is correct. As we have another Nidus attempt, but this time the Banshee was left behind. It's best of 7 into best of 3 Longstaff. Serral has won the best of 7, so we are now playing a brand new best of 3. Clem shuts down the Nidus, also wipes the floor with a lot of the roaches in the center of the map, and should be able to win this fight, even though Serral's doing a great job in gunning down the Marauders. The Marauders deal more damage than the Marines against these well-upgraded roaches and the Ravages, but this is a scary Terran army, man. There are fungals, though. Maybe a sick fungal. That is not a bad fungal. We can follow it up with a couple of corrosive balls, but the Ravages were just a little too far out of position. This is a very difficult army to fight with Serral's composition right now. Clem casually takes out that bottom base, and it does not look like Clement is done yet. Serral is seconds away from hive tech. Great fungal. Can we capitalize on it? Sort of, not quite. Serral does sniper tank. Sick game. But Clem still has so much life. He's got medevacs for days. Does lose another tank. But there is so much healing coming out of all these medevacs, and not even the corrosive balls are going to stop that. Serral is dreaming of having a Viper or two right now with a couple of big power bombs in the middle of all these medevacs, but I just don't think... Okay, those were really good corrosive balls. Both of them have dwindled in supply. It's 107 each. But the final tanks, the final Marines, the final Marauders is good enough for Clem, as he takes the 1-0 lead in this all-decisive best of 3. Game looked very good for Clem early on, but after that Nidus, it definitely got a little scary and a little scrappy. Serral found a lot of victories there with an army comp, but you don't expect him to find them. But in the end, it is Clem who stands strong and takes the 1-0 lead. They have not transitioned into Hydras. It's really not that easy. Hydras are expensive. Serral wasn't that rich. Yeah, you need both of the upgrades from the Hydralisk Den as well. It just takes a long time. If he decides to invest in that, we're watching a completely different game, and maybe that could work, but I don't hate the way that Serral tried to bring it back. No, champ. It is not. Champ, this is your moment, by the way. This is where you can ask if these are the finals. I know you love that. This is where you shine, mate. What is the official channel? !Frenchies. It's all in the stream title, guys. Everything is in the stream title. Here we go, game 2 of the Grand Finals of the first ever edition of the Maestros of the Game, a community crowdfunded event put together by the folks that used to be a part of O Gaming TV, now started Comeback TV a couple years ago. As they are hyped over their Frenchman, who's one map away from winning their own event, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Championship point number 2 for Clem, or is it number 3 even? Clem was up 3-2, right? I don't know. It's been a long day. Top right side of Sandworm. We are looking at the main base of the man that's representing Basilisk. Down 0-1, but it has never stopped him before. The Finnish Phenom, the final boss of any event you can think of. BASILISK Serral. Yes, I heard that Clem's dad is there. Viva la Funka Coca Antiquio. I can only echo that. I do love my 3 French brothers. Very, very good people. Shout out to the Crescents for joining us with Prime. Welcome, mate. The winner of this best of 3 is the champ. That is correct. It does not matter if Serral wins the best of 3 or Clem wins the best of 3. Whoever wins the best of 3 is the champ, gets the trophy, gets the glory, and probably gets some great treatment by Poka, the owner of Guru. I'm definitely missing the event more now that I know Poka is involved. Big fan of that French urban legend. I don't know. Stop trolling, chat. There is nothing after this. Stop it. It's the best of 3 for all the marbles. This could be the final game of the day. If Serral wins it, obviously we'll have one more. I'm not sure it's a tie, Roddy. Yes, I know. Then there is another one. You guys are right. Got me. Stop it! I've had a great day. You guys are killing me. Great opportunity for the venue. Such a big crowd. Yeah. That is definitely one way to look at it. And it's obviously a local crowd as well. Yes, this event was announced over at the French stream. All the Frenchies jumped on it immediately. Sold out within hours. So. Great casting though. Thank you, mate. Done my best, guys. Nah, it's been a really fun day. Obviously, you guys helped making it a very fun day for me. If there's absolutely no one here, I'm just talking to myself. It can get a little bit lonely, and it's very easy to let the energy levels drop. As long as you guys are here, enjoying the games, having fun, being cool to each other, you make my life a lot easier.
Command center upgrade complete.
It's a decent amount of links, by the way, on the production tab for Serral. Serral is going to try to sneak these Zerglings. It's a pretty serious investment this early on. If he can surround the first two Hellions, that would be mega hype if you are rooting for Serral. Clem, his Hellions will go through the center. It's obviously very hard to defend against Lynx if the Lynx show up. That one spotting marine could be massive. Can we raise the depots? Yes, but it's not important enough apparently. As there are plenty of SCVs on the low ground. You have to be so careful with the Hellions here if you're Clem. Clem knows that. Lots of low HP. One Hellion gets pinned towards the wall. The Reaper takes a lot of damage. Zerglings will get the Reaper too. Hellion number 3 and 4 have saved the remaining SCVs from those few Zerglings that turned around and took a left turn. Zerglings actually able to go through those dragon teeth. Hellions cannot, roaches cannot. I'm sure that Serral is very tempted by a bunch of those low HP SCVs in the natural, but gotta be very careful here. It's been a marathon series for both of them. Obviously, I'd love to see both of them win. The two finest Starcraft 2 players on the planet. It's one of these moments where if they could share it, that'd be awesome. But Starcraft is brutal. Whether you play it on the ladder or you're in competitions, only one of them can end up as the winner in the end. That's a very decent little Zergling run by. Not the biggest investment. Look at the damage he's getting there. That's 6 SCVs and a level of mining time. You gotta be loving that. Clem is now gonna try to counter immediately with Lynx on the other side. Very good defense on the side of Serral as he guns down one of the Hellions too. Which band? Fancy Candies. If you mean Mr. Bitter is very involved with Macabellum, but you will see him there. If you mean the Muslim, he's streaming almost every single day. And you can always stop by Benny's stream and let him know you appreciate him and you miss him. Mr. Bitter? I love all the bands, mate. Can't think of a bad band. Mr. Bitter is the Macabellum community manager. Very passionate about the game and the project. And has been stopping by the stream quite often lately. Obviously, he loves it if I play Macabellum. New map, yeah, this is a relatively new map. It's been around for a little while. It's not on the ladder map pool, but it did make it into one of the TOMC, that stands for a Team Liquid map making contest a little while ago. We did have this map in one of our Monday night cups. I believe it was Kalara, Statfest, and myself funding those cups. We selected this map for a little while. Eventually it got rotated out, but I did kind of like it. That's 5 drones going down. Heads up early. Infestation pit indeed halfway down on the side of Serral. Lots of links looking for another opening. That is a lie, Doomtrain. You know what is funny though, mate? I don't know if you've ever heard me tell this story, but when I was a little Warcraft 3 player, I was very into the radio show that he did, A State of Trance. And as a little ambitious nerd, I sent him an email and I let him know that I was a professional Warcraft 3 player and I was spending the summer in China and I was listening to all of his shows and I thought he was amazing. And he did these shout-outs once a show, and he said, special shout-out to Kevin van der Kooi, who is a professional World of Warcraft player. And I was like, what? No! Dagger in my heart. Then I uninstalled that podcast and I never listened to that shit again. Can't believe he did me dirty like that. True story. I obviously don't remember the episode, but it was in the era of Big Sky. Because that's the song that I requested. Relieve yourself. I was done very dirty. I was so excited when I heard him start that sentence. I was like, I'm gonna get my shout out on a State of Trance. And then he called me a WoW player. Done with that guy. Spork Roller Burrows gets some shots off. Serral gets the kill on the Banshee. You gotta be loving that if you're rooting for Yona. So Clem is quick with the pickup in the top left. Very nice for Serral to take care of one of these Banshees. Tournament live on the line. Hive Tech is done, but we've seen this before. Clem is so good in forcing those potential game-deciding fights right before any of these high techs come out. And Reynor Glenn's on the way, +2 melee on the way, +2 carapace close to finishing up. I wouldn't hate it if Serral lets go of this hatch. I know we love hatches, and we can battle over it a little bit in a safe way, but it would be so sad to see Serral take a horrific fight to keep this hatchery alive. And this hatchery is definitely not what he lives or dies by right now. There is a tank on the right side. I got a big shot up on the Infestors, but Serral does a great job in keeping the Infestors alive. Lands a little fungal. There is a Widowmine in the mix, but it only shoots at the Queen. That's a lot of Zerg. The swarm is here in all its glory. Clem is at the same time, though, all over this base on the top side of the map. So Clem does not get the 3 o'clock, but he does get the 12 o'clock base. Clem needs to take out the debris there, because it's going to be very difficult to mine with that center base. And use the planetary for that, I guess. Lots of low HP Marines here. Honestly, I don't hate this game for Serral, even if he's down 6 workers. And normally we never love a game for a Zerg, but might be a little bit difficult to attack. But once we get Adreno Glands, we max out. We get +2 melee, Kindness Plating, Ultras. I actually think Serral's got a really powerful push. Exactly, Arox. Like what Terra needs to deal with a bunch of Ultras with Kindness Plating is, you know, a bunch of ghosts with lots of energy to snipe, a couple of Liberators to spread some justice, like Marines, Marauders that are not ahead in upgrades won't cut it. The Widowmine does connect. The French crowd is going wild. You know, there is a lot of Zerg bodies hitting the floor. That's a nice fungo on the Banshee. And Clem is still dropping, is still active on the right side, but Serral's about to get his Ultras out, and with Ultras, Serral's life becomes a lot more bearable. And he's looking for the hatchery, and he gets the hatch. Okay, that is definitely a big win. Serral was already hurting a little bit economically, is now hurting a lot more. The Skook is showing that the Ghost Academy is out, but Serral close to being maxed out. He needs to start finding a big fight right now, otherwise Serral will run out of steam. The Widowmines, the Dragon Teeth are so difficult to attack into. The Widowmines did do some friendly fire. Great target fire with the Widowmine, kills an Infestor there. Serral's got a lot of units on the bottom side of the map. I'd love to see if there's anything good there. Okay, Fungal, Ultra, one Ultra does die. Second Ultra is very healthy. I mean, the Marauders are actually doing really good. The Marauders, the Marines, the Medevacs, and a little bit of Widowmine support. Serral needs something magical. These Lings are feisty. They are even in upgrades. There aren't that many Widowmines in the mix. Serral's obviously rebuilding that base on the right side. Has not rebuilt the top side base yet. Only one Ultra remaining. Only one Infestor remaining. It is starting to look grim for the Finnish Phenom, who did win the opening best of 7 between these two. Well, he's definitely in some trouble here. We have like one Fungal remaining. The Widowmines continue to be massive. Awkward fighting here in the center of a Sandworm. And Clem has done an amazing job in just chipping away at his army, finding good connection, good trade after good trade. Clem is getting awfully close to maybe getting it done. It's another massive Widowmine shot. Did lose a Ghost there. A couple of Lings running into the triangle. The games today have just been excellent. There's no other way to put it. Can Serral stay alive a little while longer? We've got Queens doing their best trying to keep these Ultras alive. We are seconds away from +3 carapace. Is that going to be a real game changer? That's so much supply in Medivacs, by the way. Clem now adding in Lips, which is smart. Losing some SCVs, I guess, to the last few links. So many Medivacs. So many Medivacs. Serral with 93 army supply. I believe there is still an infestor out there somewhere. We're looking for a sick fungal. That's definitely not a bad one. More infestors show up as we drop 3 fungals on these Medivacs, and that means that most of the ground units will die. Serral obviously having his hands on the gold is sweet. Widow mines continue to be a real problem. I have no time to look at chat at all, since there's too much happening here. Serral's on the ropes. This is so difficult, I feel like, to attack here. Especially through the center is hard, but if we attack through the bottom or the top, we'll give Clem a bit of a heads up. As Clem has found a very cute spot to unload a couple of these Marauders, continues to kite it to the best of his abilities. The Queen should be able to clean this up with a bit of link support, but Serral still down 40 supply. Drop into the main base. Those Medivacs were not all full, but there's more than enough firepower here to make it a real problem. And there goes the Ultralisk Cavern, and there goes the spawning pool as well. And it's extra bad news for Serral, because we cannot rebuild that Ultralisk Cavern. It's looking very grim. Clem is everywhere he needs to be. Serral is looking for a miraculous engagement. Has a little link counter happening at 9 o'clock right now. I don't know if we're going to get a lot done. Okay, we're landing some fungals. Serral landing fungals. What are the links doing? Still can't really go through the center. Lots of money in the bank now for Serral, guys. Serral has so much money. He actually took really good fights there. A good little link run by, but he has to wait. He is now rebuilding the Ultralisk Cavern as well. We are seconds away from the pool. I'm hoping to see 100 Zerglings on the production tab. 16 is not going to do it. 54 is better. Can the Ultras kill the gold? They cannot. They got close, but they cannot kill it. And now the Liberators are going to be a real problem. That Queen barely lives. That other Queen will die by the looks of it. We have a couple of burrowed infestors. Serral still trying to spend that money that he was banking because he lost all of his production facilities. Clem has thrown down a scan, throws down another scan, sees the 2 sharking infestors. I think Serral should stop trying to engage here. It's too awkward. GG, well played. Clem wins in front of his own crowd, 2-0. After losing the opening best of 7, but that second life that winning the upper bracket gave him a shot at redemption, sets the record straight. And Clem wins another offline event in 2025. What a day of games, guys. Holy smoke. Serral and Clem gave it their all. But in the end, it is Clement de Planche who can lift his trophy in front of this absolutely amazing 10 out of 10 crowd. To much delight of the Comeback TV crew. Let's enjoy the moments together.
Quelle journée, Clément. Quelle journée. Oh là 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 là, mec. Jusqu'au bout. Nous, on n'a plus rien, là. On est finito pipo. Les gens, ils sont finito pipo. Il n'y a que vous deux. On dirait que vous pouvez faire 15 games de plus encore. Mais bon. Clément, t'es champion du premier Maestro of the Game. Félicitations, Clément. Un max de bruit pour Clément.
Clap, 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 clap. Congratulations, Clem. That was amazing.
Moi, j'ai rien à dire, en vrai. Hein. C'était la folie, juste. T'es mort, t'es content, dis-moi des trucs, genre un petit descriptif de ta situation physique.
Je suis mort et je suis content, les deux à la fois.
Bah, je pense qu'en vrai, il y a, à part si t'en as beaucoup, je pense qu'il y a une question qui est pertinente. Tu viendras défendre le titre?
Bah bien sûr.
Non, je sais pas, j'ai peut-être une question un peu chiante, un peu prom dog, mais genre il t'a reset. Il t'a reset ce bâtard, genre je suis désolé. Et je le dis avec tout l'amour que j'ai pour lui, hein, genre c'est un ouf. Serral il fait une journée de maboule et il te reset. Et ce BO7 il est super tight, je pense que j'ai l'impression de voir dans tes yeux le mec qui sait qu'il aurait pu gagner enfin terminer ce BO7. Il t'amène en BO3 reset et là, T'as un peu le pool qui va bien, genre moi je suis très surpris des maps et tout, il t'amène sur des trucs et puis bon voilà tu commences à l'outplay, genre comment tu ressens ce truc là, qu'est-ce qui t'a permis en fait d'y croire alors que je pense que tu pensais que t'allais pouvoir gagner BO7?
Il y avait tellement de games que j'aurais pu gagner je pense sur le premier BO7 mais il s'est arraché et puis il meurt jamais, tu sais Serral, je suis là, je l'ai dans les cordes puis je tente de le finir mais il meurt jamais puis après il fait un fungle, un deuxième fungle et d'un coup je commence à perdre et je suis là en mode mais attends mais qu'est-ce qui se passe
C'est quoi ce jeu de merde?
Translations are in the chat, guys. Conric is translating in the chat.
Le dernier truc, mec, genre tu nous as envoyé tellement de hype, tellement de love.
I don't want to talk over them.
Alors, il kiffe tout le monde, hein, genre vous êtes un public de maboule. Mais là, tout de suite maintenant, parce que on en a beaucoup parlé. Genre t'es le gamin de la commu, alors évidemment t'es le gamin de gros papa. Gros papa il a fait tout ce qu'il fallait. Il l'a amené juste là où il fallait, un maximum de bruit pour gros papa.
Big fan.
Là tu gagnes devant la commu et même encore une fois no shade, underdog c'était cool et tout machin, mais là on t'a dit vas-y pète le GOAT, puis pète son pote et puis avant ça pète les 2 meilleurs protos de tous les temps. Enfin tu vois genre le run il est magique,
Ouais.
Tu nous régales. Est-ce qu'il y a une question là-dedans? Je suis pas sûr.
Non, en vrai, good games, mec. Pas mal, franchement, propre.
Good games,
non, mais
gros.
c'est vrai, ça fait 10 ans plus qu'on regarde tes games, qu'on casse tes maths.
Oui, voilà.
Il y a eu le reportage sur
Ça y est.
YouTube qui nous dit voilà, on a casté Clem qui était trop jeune pour la DreamHack Tour et tout. Et là, tu vois, c'est un public à donf en France qui te regarde soulever un trophée en battant le GOAT du jeu. C'est tout ça d'un coup pour nous. Donc c'est la folie.
C'est ça, donc et du coup, qu'est-ce que ça te fait? Qu'est-ce que tu as envie de leur dire, j'imagine? Qu'est-ce que ça te fait, voilà, d'enfin accomplir la prophétie, tu vois?
C'est incroyable, merci tout le monde.
Cha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Clément des planches. Cha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Clément des planches.
Alors.
C'est incroyable, vraiment.
Quel boss, putain.
Mais je pense que vous avez montré à tout le monde que le public français c'est le meilleur en fait. Yeah, well, thank you everyone for watching. That we're not here today in Paris, and I appreciate everyone watching at home, watching here. But yeah, and hopefully next time, yeah, this happens again, and I win it again.
That's how we do Starcraft in France. That's how we do. On va se récupérer Reynor et Serral qui doivent être pas si loin. Ah voilà, ils sont là. Un max de bruit s'il vous plaît pour Yuna. Come. Un max de bruit s'il vous plaît pour Reynor aussi.
Reynor.
I mean, I know this is always hard, but I don't feel like you're that mad about it. I think you're feeling probably exhausted after this crazy final. You made it to the fucking reset. Like, how do you do this, man? Like, I actually love you and hate you for it, you know, at the same time. That's why you're here on stage. It's to hold this microphone.
The mic holder.
So, like, honestly, any question would be a dumb question, but how the fuck did you do that? And obviously, I'm guessing you're a little bit disappointed, but you made it to the reset, then it was the 2-0 and whatever, but, like, it was such a great StarCraft 2 series. Like, do you have anything you want to just, like, get out of your chest because of the stage or the scene and the crowd, whatever?
Well, that's a lot of questions in one.
Yes, I know.
So I'm not sure which one to start. Okay, give it.
Tell me anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was an exhausting series. Actually, after I just finished, I had to take the sweat off. It was quite the match, but it's a little bit of a disappointment, obviously. But at the same time, I knew that this one was a very hard one. So just getting already the 4-3 win in the first series made me really happy. And yeah, I think it's really nice that Clem gets the win in front of the French crowd, even though I would have liked to get it.
Honestly, there's nothing more to say. Just like, thank you so much for participating. I almost fell. Thank you so much for participating and being such good sports. Like, you guys have been amazing. Hero as well. Everybody that played online. Thank you so much for like believing in us and participating. I hope that was good enough for you that you played here with this crowd. We're so happy. Like, thank you so much. And yeah, GG's, man. GG's. GG's. GG's.
Merci à tous. C'était le Maestro of the Game 2025. On vous envoie un max de love, le petit générique de fin pour dire merci à tous ceux qui ont participé au crowdfunding. Et puis on se dit à la prochaine, bon déjà dans le podcast. Regardez les podcasteurs, mais surtout, on se retrouve quand on se retrouve sur les internets. Merci à tous d'avoir suivi cette journée.
Merci.
Bisous. Bye bye.
I think that was it, guys. I think it was going to be the start of a long night over in Paris. Amazing event, honestly. Amazing crowd. Little outro. Shout outs, we'll let it play. That was a really, really good day of Starcraft. Great job by the guys from Comeback TV. Big shout out to all 4 of the gamers. They all made it an amazing show. Every series was fun. The ending was amazing. Yona winning 3 best of 7s in a row is also very sick. Beating Hero, beating Reynor, beating Clem. Even if it didn't go his way in the end, I think that's an amazing run. You can definitely be very proud of that. Thank you, Neldros. I appreciate it. Yeah, Hero left a little bit earlier, but he got a big exit. Everybody was chanting his name. Everybody was cheering him on. Gave him a lot of love. Just read as the less hyped kids. Like, they're kind of hype, but they're less hyped. How do I feel after 11 straight hours of SC2? Was not my first rodeo, mate. Was not my first, and it won't be the last. Pretty certain of that. Obviously, a long day for me too. I had a lot of fun. It's always cool to share the passion and excitement with so many of you guys. Time flies by, and the downtime was really fun. The content was great, the vlog was great, the mini games were great, the quiz was funny. So, honestly, it was an easy day. As a professional WoW player, guys, I've got stamina. Ajax! Boo. Thank you for making it all possible. That would be my guess. Yeah, I know, Weasel. You were one of the first ones here today. Premier League catch-up time. Seemed like it was an exciting day over in the Premier League. Yeah, that was a very long day, guys. We can take a little look at the Liquipedia. Obviously, !Ko-Fi if you want to send these guys some love. !Frenchies if you want to visit their channel. And take a look at their sponsor, Holzkern. There is a discount as well if you're interested in buying anything off the sponsor. Let's take a look at the Liquipedia one last time. Congrats to Clem. He will walk away with 6,600 buckies. I use bright mode, so yes, get ready for that. Clem is the champ, just like he was the champ of the Stara Zagora, just like he was the champ of Stara Zagora last year. Clem is definitely racking up those victories of offline events, especially these standalone events. By all the sounds of it, everybody was very happy with this day and excited. And I think there is a good chance you'll see Maestros of the Game 2.0 or version 2, whatever they will call it, sometime next year. Obviously not expecting it this year, as the calendar is very packed till the end of the year. But I think sometime next year there's a good chance they'll do it again. They got a very, very good reception for it. This was our entire top 16. Serral, of course, today with a fantastic run. Really deserves a lot of hype and love for that. 4-3 over Hero in a really good series. Got revenge on his teammate Reynor 4-1. Defeated Clem 4-3. But in the end, Clem showed us that he is an absolute warrior. And perhaps playing hundreds of online cups, if not 1,000 of online cups at this point, really does help Clem a little bit in some of these marathon days. We've seen Clem win 2-3 weeklies back to back to back. Some of these games are very draining, and obviously not everything is always going to go right in a best of 7, but he kept it together and turned things around in that final best of 3. Fun game on Golden Wall. Great game on Sandworm, even though those dragon teeth may hunt Serral a little bit. Yeah, that was it, guys. Honestly, a really good event. I hope they do it again. Maybe next time even with like 8 players. Maybe next time it can be a 2-day event. Who knows? But if they do it the exact same time next time around, or the same way with 4 players, a 1-day event, and it's anywhere near as good as it was today, I'd also be very happy.